I'm going. Oh, there's the enemy. See? Look at my mouse. I'm barely moving my mouse. I think you can clearly see it. Whoa, 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 whoa. My hand will go on to South Pole. Let's give you an example. Oh, there's a guy. Look at that. I just snapped onto my head. Now to start with this process, I want to make a few things clear. So the first thing which is that I'm using the Cooler Master MM711 mouse. This mouse comes with a piece of software which you can see right over here. If I go to Master Plus, and this is the software which I'll be using, and I'm also assuming that you have a mouse that comes with a piece of software, and every software interface is more or less same. So I'll click on the mouse and you can see you have to go to the performance tab. So this is only for the Cooler Master mouse. So if you're having a different mouse, Logitech or Razer, the interface will more or less be the same, and I know you guys are smart enough to figure it out on your own. So at this moment I have already made the changes, but I'll show you what the default setting looks like. So this is the default settings. Okay, so my operating system sensitivity is set to 1. I have to set it to 1 because I'm running on 16,000 dpi. So my mouse is 16,000 dpi, but you can overclock or you can say override it to up to 32,000 dpi. This part is basically software based overclocking, and this part is my hardware based overclocking. So what I'll do here is that you can see one x-axis and y-axis over here. So what we'll do here is we will unlink the x-axis and y-axis, because whenever we are changing the slider, both the x and y are changing. But in this case we will only be concerned with the y-axis because we want the vertical. Recoil is basically a vertical thing. Horizontal is also there, but that's minimal. We can add some attachments to overcome that, but the vertical recoil is our main concern. So we will click on here. You can see one button over here. It's like this button. This will unlink both x-axis and y-axis. So we will now change the y. Down one is y, up one is x. So we'll change it to 28,000 dpi. So now my y is much more faster compared to x-axis. For x I'm moving. I have to move a little bit. It's like 20% faster now. So that's all. You can apply, and rest of the settings, button response, OS double click speed, this will be all default settings which you are comfortable with. That's all. So let me tell you what happens exactly, why I'm doing this. It's because in a case of recoil, what happens, in the game there is setting called vertical sensitivity, which is mainly for recoil control only. Default value is 1. If you don't use this setting, you have to change that value to around 1.4, 1.5. So that will actually help you to control the recoil, but your horizontal recoil will be much more, or in short, your aiming stability will be worse and far worse. Although you have control recoil, but your aiming stability will be like you will have more of a horizontal recoil. So what we will do here is that we will go to game and we will change that value to about 1.1 or 1.7. That's the maximum we will go, and we will see. You have to experiment on that. I'll tell you later on. So what you have to do, and then that will actually help you to control your recoil, because the changes which you make in the game will actually make gameplay more difficult. But if you make some changes outside the game, for example in this case the software, so that will actually help you in the game, because you are using less of the game's settings and you are relying more on the software settings to control the recoil, because a recoil is a very essential part in any game. More the recoil and you will be ending up missing a target. So now we will jump on the game. Before I start this video, I will first test the recoil without any settings prior to the game, and also I'll start with the default settings in the game. So I'll go to my settings and I'll show you my controls, and then vertical sensitivity is set to default 1.2 value, and all my settings are very low because I'm running on 16,000 dpi. So first I'll show you the recoil without any attachments. Let's try to aim that person, and let's try to, I think you already got it. I barely hit the target. And again, if I do it for close range, it's okay, but not every enemy will be in that close range. For example, that guy on the far above. Wow, this is, look how far we came down. Whoa, 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 whoa. My hand will go on to South Pole. Whoa, that's so lame. Not good at all. You can't win. Okay, there's no ammunition. Okay. So I have taken two weapons, the AK-47 and the M416, and for example, let me show you. For the AK, I'm using the compensator, and also I'm using a 2x scope. First, I'll start with 6x scope, and then 6x and 3x at the same time, because 6x has the option to get down to 3x, and then I'll go to 2x and 4x and holographic and red dot scope. So first I'll try with the 6x. Let's see how difficult it is. It's actually a bit difficult for 6x, but you have to pull your mouse a lot down. Okay, this is for the 6x. Well, it's not possible for you to control the recoil, but you can switch back to 3x. So now I think it's a lot better with the AK-47, but try not to use the 6x or even 3x with the AK-47. But yeah, if you have no option, then you can try with the 3x. At most you can try the 3x. I have the 3x scope, so if I use it, no problem. I have to pull it back a little bit. You have to pull down. There is always a struggle with the AK-47. Now let's try with the 2x scope for the AK-47. This is the 2x, and this is also great. There will be recoil everywhere in AK-47, and that range is, I think I can ping 100 meter. I think that's 100 meter. That's 100 meters. So beyond 100 meters, you will have a lot of problem. But if I use again the red dot for the AK, remember red dot will give you instant ADS speed. See, it's not a problem at all. Someone from behind is shooting me. Who is it? Someone is sniping me. Okay, that's okay. So let's again use the holographic. Remember, I'm using all the same settings, but the visibility is very less. But again, let's get close to the enemy and let's see. For example, I'm doing like that. Someone shot from here. Okay, and that's great. But one thing I've seen is that the aim sensitivity is very great. If I shoot from this, oh no, oh, look at the legs. I think that's the real. It's getting real. So again, if I use the red dot, I'm going. Oh, there's the enemy. See? Look at my mouse. I'm barely moving my mouse. I think you can clearly see it. Actually, my computer is at an angle, so I have to again adjust. Okay. So I'm just going like that. Oh, there's the enemy. Oh! See? Barely. Look at my mouse. I barely move. But if you use with normal settings, your mouse will go like this. This is what the actual case scenario is. Now, again, we will try with the M416. Same scenario, but M416 will be a bit easier to control. But if you use a different rifle, same things will happen. So now first with the 6x. So let's take a look at my mouse, and yeah, this is actually great. I have moved 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters. Okay, let's try again. Okay, yeah, I moved 1 centimeter. I have moved 1 centimeter, as you can already see there on my cam. So that's great. Now again, I'll switch to 3x. Let's see how better or how worse it is. See, it's not a problem at all. But by the way, I'm using the compensator and the vertical foregrip. And remember one thing, I'm not using any sound because the training ground is total chaos. All you can hear is gunshots. It actually annoys me. It will actually annoy you. So that's for the 3x. Let's go for the 2x scope. 2x will be pretty easy at this distance. So if I press 100 meters, so that's, I think it's like 70 meters from here. So this will be crazy. This will be great. You can actually snap onto your target without any recoil. Main problem is your recoil. And again, what I use 2x. Let's use the holographic. Let's use holographic and let's just, I'm just playing casually. Oh, enemy! See, this will be great. Let's jump and aim. You can jump and aim. What's happening? If I'm jumping and if I'm aiming, I'm not aiming. What's wrong with that? Okay, this is actually good. And again, if I use the 4x, okay, let's use the 4x on the M4. The enemy is there, and if I zoom in, this is great. But there will be horizontal recoil on the 4x scope. It's evident. See, much more of a horizontal recoil. It's actually due to the accuracy, lack of accuracy with that shot, because the gun is more lighter. That will actually give you more horizontal recoil also. That's what a compensator does. That it actually compensates both of your. Let's try with the red dot. Red dot. So red dot is actually good for close range. And look at the guy. I'm just playing. Oh, enemy! Whoa! See, look at how fast. Faster scoping. Red dot. And one more thing. If you are comfortable without using the vertical foregrip, I'm comfortable without the vertical foregrip. I'm just saying to give you the best possible recoil control ever in PUBG PC. You will not find any other YouTuber or any other person telling you like this. But in my personal experience, first try not to use any attachments, especially for close. Don't go for a long range, because for long range you will be needing a sniper. You will not be using an AK-47 and shooting that in that warehouse. That will be that will not be great. That will not be good. I won't say that's good, but if I go for close range, see, there's no recoil. Look at my mouse. I'm barely moving my mouse. Okay, I think my camera, there's an angle because my monitor is at an angle, so you have to excuse me for that. But I'm trying to make it as straight as possible so that you can clearly see the difference between my recoil pattern. That's all. That's actually, if you practice that way, what I was saying was, if you practice that way, then you will have a great time in controlling each of your every weapon. Because for sniping, there is no such thing as practice. Yeah, all you have to do, yeah, you will need practice, but all you have to do is you have to find actual enemies to snipe. That's how you can actually become a good sniper. Regarding assault rifle, I think 70 meters range is actually convenient. 70 or even 100 meters. Beyond 100, you can use a DMR, and beyond 200, you have to use a sniper. Minimum 4x scope is required for a sniper, or else it will be very much difficult for you. So that's all for my recoil control video. And again, if you want to see my settings, there it is. On my previous my controls, yeah, on my previous video I showed you that I was using my vertical sensitivity to around 2, and then I was able to control my recoil. But at the same time, you might have noticed that though I was able to control it, there was a lot of horizontal recoil also at the same time. It means my accuracy was gone, totally gone. But at this time, my accuracy is there. Even if I'm shooting at this close range, my accuracy, look at my accuracy. I can just snap on anywhere. For example, there's a guy. For example, I'm coming from this side and there's a guy I didn't even see. Okay, I'll just give you an example. Oh, there's a guy. Look at that. I just snapped onto my head. That's because my mouse is great. I have an awesome mouse. 16,000 DPI. It's not a joke. And that much accuracy will give you much higher TTK. And yeah, and you can actually snap onto your enemy faster. Like snap onto your heads. That's how you can train. 3 enemies. You can just knock out 3 enemies with just one rifle without even have to reload. Just for example, there are 4 guys camping. For example, there are 4 guys camping. Just this time I missed. For example, there are 4 guys camping. Just 1 guy, 2 guy, 3 guy, and the other guy. Okay, sometimes it depends. There are a lot of factors, like if you're firing consistently, so you have to sometimes let it go. By let it go, I mean release your trigger just for. Now I'm getting it. See, if you can constantly fire at the same time, just release the trigger for just a second, a millisecond. That will actually be enough. Actually 40 rounds is enough. See, now I got it. I have actually accumulated all 4 at the same time. So that's all for my recoil control trick. So that's all for today's video. I hope you have really understood how to control your recoil in PUBG PC. So if you want to learn how to get better aim in PUBG PC, like you just snap onto your heads, you can snap onto anyone's heads. So click on the video on the right for that. And stay tuned for more videos. So till then, I'll see you on my next video.